Hello. In this lecture, we are going to study about the various functions that operating system performs. Now, we all know that operating system act as interface between the user and computer hardware. The purpose of an operating system is to provide a platform on which a user can execute programs in a convenient and efficient manner. An operating system is a piece of software that manages the allocation of software hardware. Coordination of the hardware must be appropriate to ensure correct working of the computer system and to prevent user programs from interfering with the proper working of the system. Like we can take example, just like a boss gives order to his employee. In a similar way, we request or pass our orders to operating system. The main goal of the operating system is to make the computer environment more convenient to use, and secondary goal is to use the resources in the most efficient manner. Now, here it says what is an operating system. So, operating system is a program on which application programs are executed and it acts as the interface between user and computer hardware. We are continuously repeating this definition, like it is an interface between user and computer hardware, and it is a program on which the application programs are executed. Now the main task an operating system carries out is what? Allocation of the resources and services, like allocation of memory, devices, processors, information. It also includes program to manage these resources. So first function is allocation, next is managing the resources, like traffic controller, scheduler, memory management, module, input output programs, and file system. Now important functions of operating system. First is security. Operating system uses password protection to protect user data and similar other techniques. It also prevents unauthorized access to programs and user data. Next function is control over system performance. Means monitors overall system health to help improve performance. Record the response time between the service request and system response to having a complete view of the system health. This can help improve performance by providing important information needed to troubleshoot problems. Next is job accounting. Here, operating system keeps track of time and resources used by various tasks and users. This information can be used to track resource usage for a particular user or a group of users. Next is error detecting aids. Operating system constantly monitors the system to detect errors and avoid the malfunctioning of computer system. Next is coordination between software and users. Operating system coordinate and assign interpreters, compilers, assemblers, and other software to the various users of the computer systems. Next, memory management. So here we will talk more detail about the memory management, that the operating system manage the primary memory, or we can say main memory. Main memory is made up of large array of bytes or words where each byte is assigned a certain address. Main memory is a fast storage and it can be accessed directly by the CPU. For a program to be executed, it should be first loaded in the main memory. Operating system perform the some activities for memory management, like it keeps track of the primary memory, that is which bytes of memory are used by which user program. Memory addresses that have already been allocated and the memory addresses of the memory that has not been used. In multiprogramming, Operating system decides the order in which the processes are granted access to memory and for how long. It allocates the memory to a process when the process requests it and deallocates the memory when the process is terminated or is performing an input-output operation. We will study these operations in detail in coming videos. The next function is the processor management. In a multi-programming environment, the operating system decides the order in which processes have access to the processor and how much processing time each process has. This function of operating system is called the process scheduling. Now this term, the process scheduling, we're going to study in detail in coming videos also. An operating system performs the following activities. These activities can be like the operating system keep track of the status of process. Program which perform this task is known as a traffic controller. It allocates the CPU, that is a processor, to a process. Deallocates processor when a process is no more required. So this was about the processor management. Next is device management. Operating system manage device communication by their respective drivers. It performs the following activities. The activities can be that it keep track of all the devices connected to the system, designates a program responsible for every device known as the input-output controller, decides which process get access to a certain device and for how long. It allocates devices in an effective and efficient way. It also deallocates devices when they are no longer required. Next, we have file management. So a file system is organized into directories for efficient or easy navigation and usage. These directories may contain other directories and other files. Operating system carry out the following file management activities. What can be the activities? It keeps track of where information is stored, user access settings, and status of every file and more. These facilities are collectively known as file system. Now, operating system also provides certain services to the computer system in one form or the another. And it provides certain services to the users also, which can be listed in the manner that you can see here, in which first is saying the program execution. Now what does this means? It means that the operating system is responsible for the execution of all types of programs, whether it be the user program or the system programs. Operating system utilizes various resources available for the efficient running of all types of functionalities. Next, it says handling input-output operations. Now, the operating system is responsible for handling all sort of inputs, that is from the keyboard, mouse, desktop, etc. Operating system does all interfacing in the most appropriate manner regarding all kinds of inputs and outputs. For example, there is a difference in the nature of all types of peripheral devices such as mic or keyboards, or operating system is responsible for handling data between them. Next thing is manipulation of file system. Now what does this manipulation of file system means? The operating system here is responsible for making decisions regarding the storage, as it includes a file system, so it will going to function with the storage functions like all types of data or files, that is floppy disk, hard disk, pen drive, etc. Operating system decides how the data should be manipulated and stored. Next is error detection and handling. Now the operating system is responsible for the detection of any type of error or bugs that can occur while any task. Well secured operating systems sometimes also act as a countermeasure for preventing any sort of breach to the computer system from any external source and probably handling them. Next is resource allocation that we are studying repeatedly here. Operating system ensure proper use of all the resources available by deciding which resource to be used by whom for how much time. All the decisions are taken by the operating system. So this is the real meaning of the resource allocation. Next is accounting. Operating system tracks an account of all the functionalities taking place in the computer system at a time. All the details, just the types of errors that occurred, are recorded by the operating system. So here accounting means only the recording, or that tracks the account of all types of functionalities. Next is information and resource protection. Now operating system is doing some protection. So operating system is responsible for using all the information and the resources available on the machine in the most protected way. Operating system must foil an attempt from any external resource to hamper any sort of data or information. Now, all these services are ensured by the operating system for the convenience of the users to make the programming task easier. All different kinds of operating system more or less provide the same services. So this was all about the various functions that operating system perform, its various services. So this was all about this lecture, and meet you next in upcoming videos. Till then, subscribe this channel and like and comment on these videos if you like it. Thank you.